It's not about denying that problems exist. We all have our fair share of them. Some days it feels like the world is conspiring against us. But in those moments when everything seems to be going wrong, we have a choice. We can either let those problems dictate our state of mind, or we can rise above them. We can act as if nothing bothers us, and in doing so, we reclaim our power. Now, I know what you're thinking. Jim, that sounds great, but how do I actually do it? How do I act as if nothing bothers me when I'm worried about my job, my finances, my health, my relationships? The answer, my friends, lies in mastering your mind. It's about training yourself to focus on what you can control and let go of what you can't. Let's start with the first principle. Control what you can. So much of what we worry about is beyond our control. We worry about the economy, about what others think of us, about whether or not it's going to rain tomorrow. But here's the truth. No amount of worrying will change any of that. What we can control, however, is our attitude, our actions, our responses. And that, my friends, is where your power lies. When you act as if nothing bothers you, you're not ignoring your problems. You're simply choosing not to give them more power than they deserve. You're saying to yourself, I can handle this. No matter what happens, I'll figure it out. And that belief, that confidence in your ability to overcome, is what will carry you through. Now let's talk about the second principle, letting go of what you can't control. This one can be a bit tricky because as human beings, we have this natural tendency to want to control everything. We want to plan out every detail, ensure everything goes according to our script. But life doesn't work that way, does it? Life has its own plans, and sometimes those plans don't align with ours. So what do? We learn to let go. We learn to trust that things will work out as they should, even if it's not in the way we expected. This doesn't mean we stop caring or stop trying. It simply means we don't let the fear of the unknown rob us of our peace of mind. When you
Alrighty. Good morning, everyone. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Let me know in the chat box. Just give me 111 or a thumbs up so I know that we can start this beautiful morning session. 111, all right, amazing. You can hear me, you can see my screen, everything is good. So let's get this thing started. Before I start, I want to talk about the news, of course, because this night we had the NZD NFT. Wow. Official cash rate here. This was pretty strong, like I warned you. So if you have, or if you had any NZD pairs, you want to be careful when these kind of things are happening during the night. All right, you want to be risk free, or these kind of stuff. All right, you want to make sure your risk plan is on point. Okay, now what do we want to pay attention at for today? It's pretty simple. At 4:30 we do have some orange flag news. I don't expect the biggest impacts on that news. We just got to be a little careful with the FOMC members speaking during today's sessions. All right, it starts at 2, ends at 11. So yeah, some people will be speaking. I don't expect the biggest impacts like we are used to when Mr. Powell gets us to speak. But just be aware that it's a day full of press conferences and the FOMC that is meeting and that kind of stuff. So just be aware of it. If you see some strange spikes in the market, you know where it's coming from. Okay. During the night, we don't really have something, so that's good. The only thing that we have that's for tomorrow, I will warn you already, this will be massive. All right, this will be a pretty strong impact here on this news event, but that's not for now, that's for tomorrow. Okay, so good. let's see what the market has done with the price traps from yesterday. Let's just go over them and see if we had some opportunities, yes or no. Okay, so first of all, if you don't know what price trap is, it's pretty simple. Like I explained already yesterday, we want to wait for the market to create structure to then follow that structure. All right, so we have uptrending structure, and of course we have downtrending structure. Okay, so every time the market creates higher highs, we want to search the higher lows. Every time the market creates lower highs, we want to lower lows, excuse me, we want to search these lower highs. All right, so that's basically what we're doing here with the strategy. Pretty simple, nothing too complicated. That's what I love to do, keeping it real, keeping it simple. All right, good. So now that we know this and we take a look at USD CHF, we see that the market beautifully did what I just drew. Okay, so the market broke out, came back for the retest, and then is taking off from this point. Okay, now for me personally, I didn't react. I didn't find myself an entry because I was waiting for the market to get deeper into my zone. Okay, some people react differently. So maybe on some price action that is happening here in this little consolidation, that's possible. It depends a little bit. All right, you can do so much with these price traps. You can react on so many different ways. You can use FIP levels, you can use price action, you can do whatever you want. Okay, but like you can see, the beautiful breakout retest was in place. So if you found yourself an entry right over here, you had a potential of around at this point 40 pips. Okay, so that's for USD CHF. Okay, I'm gonna delete it right now because we already got our retest. There we go. We already got our breakout and our retest. Maybe I will come back on this one on the end of the session. I will see what I'm going to do with that one. Okay. Then we have CHF JPY. So for this one, exactly the same thing. I was waiting for the market to give me a retest at least to this high here. All right. There's a lot of volume that went down before we broke to the upside. So that was the level I wanted to see the market coming back to. This didn't happen, like you can see. We didn't get lower yet. Okay, at this point, this is still possible. The market can perfectly respect this supply zone to get lower into this demand zone to then move to the upside. Okay, so that's a little bit what I'm waiting for. I'm going to leave it like it is for today. Okay. Now, of course, this is not the only possibility, because if the market decides to just break from this point, we can simply wait for the retest and follow that break. Okay, so what you can do right now to just make sure you know that the market is getting deeper and giving you that possibility, that retest, you simply place an alert on that low. I personally do it like this. So point of interest. And now if the market gives us that deeper retest, I get my alert, I find myself entries, and we follow up that breakout. Okay, pretty simple. Now let's move on, because we had other price traps also. First of all, NZD Canadian didn't do anything yesterday, but because of the news, we got a beautiful breakout here. So what we can do right now, I think it's pretty simple and I think it's pretty obvious. Let me first check what's happening here. Okay, I think it's pretty sure and pretty obvious what we're looking for. We would just want to see the market getting a little higher into the zone, react here on supply, and then follow up that downtrending movement. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for NZD Canadian now for today. What you also can do, same thing, like I said before with CHF JPY, a little bit the same thing here. We can simply just put an alert on that low with point of interest. So if the market gets there, we can find ourselves an entry and follow up that breakout. For GJ, beautiful trade. Yeah, I was waiting to get the market deeper. I knew that this was like a zone that the market could potentially react on because of the imbalance, because of the volume that kicked in during NFP last week. We just got out of that volume and market is started to rise. Okay. If you found yourself an entry over there, that's beautiful. Enjoy the ride. We had different moments to react on this with price action, with FIP levels, and that kind of stuff. I wanted to see it coming deeper. I'm open and transparent about this. Personally, didn't react on anything. here on GJ. Okay, it depends a little bit for you personally if you found yourself an entry, how you are reacting in the charts, and so on and so forth. But you see, there was a possibility, for example, if you reacted here on this engulfing candle of 110 pips already. Okay, and we are in that uptrending movement, so there is still a possibility that the market will follow up that retest and starts moving higher to these highs. Okay, so that's for GJ. I'm gonna delete it right now because the retest is already in. I don't see a lot of structure we can use for today, but I will see on the end of the session. Good. Then we have GCAT. GCAT broke out. It already came a little bit to that supply zone, so please be aware and be careful for this because we created this lower high. And if you're looking for GCAT to buy this thing here, like with the retest, just be aware that this supply zone was there and that the market has the possibility for that lower high and that we just can move to the downside. Just know that, all right? We always want to follow the trends. And if we take a look at what the market has done the last couple of days, we simply see that the market is like, yeah, creating that downtrending movement here, okay? Of course, there's a little bit of a mixed signal because if you zoom out, you see obviously that on the higher time frame. So for example, if we go to the daily time frame, we see that we have that uptrending structure creating. So it's perfectly possible that this will be the breakout retest to follow up that daily retest. Okay, so I'm going to keep it, of course, and wait for the market to give us a deeper or proper retest. There we go. Let's keep it orange. There we go. Good. Then we have Euro USD. Euro USD did break out with a small breakout, like I wanted to see if the market wanted to go up to that supply zone. We had some different zones here. Personally, I didn't like what I was seeing, but here we are creating that low here with massive rejection, 30-minute time frame. Also beautifully reacting. We have this beautiful morning star over here. So if you found yourself some price action to react on, you had this moment here to buy the market, but we only went up for 12 pips, something like that. So if your stop loss is below the lows, below the structure, you should be still running this, but it's not looking too good in my opinion. Okay, so let's see if you're running it, should be still running it, maybe around entry, maybe a little bit drawdown. But in my opinion, this is not looking too good anymore. Okay, what we can do right now is simply use that new high, the new structure of the market, and wait for another breakout. Okay, up or down doesn't really matter. Okay, of course we prefer the trending market. So if we zoom out, we see that Euro USD is moving down for a long time already now. So we would prefer to see the market breaking and retesting to the downside. Okay, then we have Euro JPY. This did exactly what I said yesterday. Again, I wanted to see the market giving that deeper retest, but I told you guys, if you go to that lower time frame and you see what was happening there, this was happening during the session. Just watch my recording. You will see it on my YouTube channel. We had that breakout during my session. All right. So we were around this price area. And I told you guys, like, there is a very high possibility that the market will retest this level and then move up. All right. So if you followed my what I've said on the morning session, you should be in some good and deep profits. All right. So from this point till there, we had a potential of 81 or 82 pips. All right. So that's for Euro JPY. Again, because we already have that retest and market did what I wanted to see, I'm going to delete this one. Maybe I will come back. We shall see on the end of the session or when I'm done reviewing. Then we have Euro Canadian. I think this is pretty simple. We are waiting for that retest. We do have two zones that we can pay attention at. Of course, we have this one over here. We see that the market like did the rally, then stopped for a moment, and then another rally. This is a very, very strong zone. All right, we call this a demand zone. So this is the very first zone I would be paying attention at when Euro Canadian gives us that retest. If we do not respect this zone, of course, we have the other pattern when it comes down to supply and demand. We have this one. We have that drop. The market stops for a moment and then the rally. This is also a demand zone, and that's exactly what we are seeing here. Okay, so that's the second point of interest or zone of interest where I want to see the market getting deeper to give us that retest and then follow up that breakout movement. All right, here we are in a kind of consolidation mode, so we have like, yeah, we could go both directions. We don't really have the biggest trending market, so yeah, just know that this is not trending, and I prefer trending markets personally because the risk is way lower when it comes down to trends. Okay. Then we have the other one. That was the only one I reacted on personally yesterday, because this one did give that deeper retest. All right, GJ didn't give us that deeper retest. Euro JPY didn't do it. So CAD JPY did it. All right, we got that deeper retest into these demand zones. Market reacted beautifully. We are now running, yeah, a decent amount of pips if you reacted here. All right, we are running 55 pips at this moment, but a potential of 73 pips already. All right, so let's see where we can get with this one. Like you can see, if you would zoom out, you see that we are in that strong uptrending movement. So I'm very curious if we can really follow up this movement, if we can hit take profits, yes or no. What we could do with Canadian JPY, if you want to follow up this trade, and if you maybe want to find yourself some new entries in that uptrend, we want to wait for another breakout retest to the upside, or if we want to see a reversal, we want to see a break and retest of that support zone. Okay, so these were the different price traps. I don't think I'm missing out on anything. I think I covered them all. There we go. And we still have some price traps from yesterday that we are waiting for that retest. So Euro Canadian, Euro USD, no, Euro USD is back in the zone, excuse me. And then of course GCAD is also waiting for that retest, and the last but not least, all the way down, CHF JPY. Okay, so let me check if we have some new price traps for today. Are there any price trap you're looking for? Someone on the call, let me know in the chat box. I always like to see how you guys are trapping the markets, or what you guys are looking for. Always fun and nice to see how you guys are growing. Okay. Okay, so 80 Canadian, yes, looking for 80 Canadian. What are you exactly looking for? I do see the structure, pretty obvious, of course. We have that low here. The market came back for the retest at this point, but yeah, you could say like this is the high I would be focusing on to break to the upside, but like you can see, we are rejecting massively from that point. So what I would do is I would just leave that high like it is right now. That's what I want to do personally. All right, if the market starts moving to the downside and confirms this high, I'm gonna adjust this, because that's the new resistance zone we want to focus on. Okay, makes sense. But at this moment, that high isn't confirmed yet. Okay, so I don't want to be running up front while we don't have the confirmations. Is this the same way how you're looking to 80 Canadian? There we go. If there is a pair or a currency I really like personally, you should know it already because I've said this a lot of times. It is AUD, all right? The Australian dollar. I don't know why, but I just like the way how it moves, how it gives us different opportunities. There we go. Like you can see, that uptrending movement, different opportunities. Also here, this downtrending movements. I don't know why, but I like the way how AUD or Australian dollar moves. Okay. AUD JPY, a little doubtful here. What we do see is the uptrending market is respected. All right, this is more like a 4-hour retest. This is like the breakout on the 4-hour, the retest on the 4-hour. We could say like, all right, let's use that new structure here. So here, the low and this high here. We did have a breakout, but I'm not fully convinced about that breakout yet. There we go. The thing is, if we break this low, we are breaking 4-hour structure, 4-hour uptrending structure. So then it's getting interesting to maybe find ourselves some selling opportunities to start a downtrend. Euro Canadian, I'm gonna check that. Normally I have Euro Canadian ready already. Yes, I have. Yeah, I'm waiting for that retest back into these levels. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. It's a pretty big price trap. If you're trapping this very small price trap here, it's possible. All right, I'm not saying it's bad, because you can still have that breakout retest to the upside, but once it's going down, once we have that breakout to the downside, it's a little bit difficult, because we do have the breakout here where we are waiting for the retest to the upside. All right, that's why I'm trapping it this big. Okay, so now first let me finish 80 JPY. There we go. 80 NZD is ugly. 80 USD is looking good. So this is of course the last point of structure. If you're asking yourself like, why this high? Well, pretty simple. This is the high that created these lows. All right. That's the reason why I'm now focused on these highs. There we go. I'm not trapping the dollar. It's good to know, or sometimes I did it in the past, but it's more like for my long-term crypto or Bitcoin view that I'm analyzing the XY, but not for Forex. Nah. Break resistance. There we go. Canadian JPY, like you know, this is running. It's retesting here. So let's see if we can respect these lows and just create a new low here to follow up that uptrending movement. We shall see. Pom pom pom. Euro AD, I don't like it. Euro Canadian, we have it ready. Euro pound, just ugly. If you're trapping this, I don't know. I don't like it. Really not. Euro JPY, yeah, we could use that new structure here. We can simply use that resistance zone that the market has created. This is the high it created this low. So in my opinion, these are the two last point of structures that we could use when it comes down to Euro JPY. There we go. Break. Oh no, that needs to be support. There we go. And then of course the resistance zone. Oof, your NZD looking juicy. I like it. The break of the resistance. We have some obvious structure here. So right over here. Let me first check if this is good, because the low is created during spread hour and sometimes it's a little different on other brokers. So I want to see how it is. These are all different from mine. Nah, it's looking good. We are all on the same level. There we go. So market already retested here. I'm not fully convinced that this will be the retest. We can go. We definitely can go lower here to that demand zone. Of course, if the market doesn't do it, I'm not that person that's like, well, I missed a trade, or it didn't come back. Now I'm sad or something like that. Absolutely not. For me personally, I just created a system that eliminates a lot of my emotions. In the past, like let's say yeah, GN exactly the same, looking pretty good here. No, let's say a couple of years ago, I started trading like 6 years ago, almost 7. And in the first 2-3 years, I was really emotional in the charts. So that's what I focused on. Like, that's how you should focus when it comes down to trading, but life in general. If there is a problem, find yourself solutions. So that's what I did. I just reflected on how I personally reacted, and I saw some patterns coming back in my trading, that because of certain movements or because of certain reasons, I was reacting emotional in the charts, and I just built a couple of rules around that. Like, when something happens that I know, like, I'm triggered emotionally, I have the rules to keep myself out of there. Okay, let's stay away from that. As the Canadian interesting, as the JPY. We are in a consolidation, which I don't like, but we do have some good structure, right? If we can get a breakout retest here. Adopting a little bit too much. So let me first move on with the other ones. For example, here, NZD, USD. Those NZD pairs gave some good breakouts because of the news. So let's see. Also, it's already retesting, so the chances are very high that the market will just drop from this point without us. If that's the case, so be it. It is what it is. One of the most powerful sentences, in my opinion. Break resistance. There we go. And let's put an alert here for the retest. So if the market gets back, I will be ready. If it doesn't, it is what it is. All right. GCAT is retesting now. So do I have an alert already? Yes, I have. So let me put an orange flag here. Where is GCAT? There we go. Okay, let me put a blue flag and a new alert on this one. Because then we are at the first point of interest. Like I explained you with the other pair, we have the first one, which is the rally, the base, and the rally, which is demand right over here. But we can still go a little lower, all right? Just keep it in mind. USD Canadian, nope, don't like it. UJ also don't like it. What's gold doing? Oh, we finally got a breakout to the downside. It's going against the trend. Of course, gold is always uptrending, or almost always. But we do have a beautiful break to the downside, so we could use that support zone here and see if we can get a retest out of this. I know a lot of people love gold. Not sure why, or yeah, I know why, because it moves fast with a lot of pips, and it's volatile, and it goes fast. Yes, that's the only reason. Because if you say, like, yeah, I can catch more pips on gold than on a Euro USD, for example, or a AD NZD, for example, it's true, you will catch more pips. But in my opinion, if you're reacting on gold with a 50 pip stop and a 150 pip take profit, 150 pips is a lot. Don't misunderstand me, but does the 50 pip stop loss doesn't stay the same with your risk? Like the 0.5%, for example. It's not that. It's gold that your profit will be higher, or your risk to reward will be higher. If you're risking 0.5%, it doesn't matter which pair you're looking at. It stays 0.5%, all right? Good. ADCHF is not that good, not that obvious, nope. Of course, we have CHF JPY, probably looking for a breakout retest to the upside, but if we get lower, I will be ready. Euro CHF, I don't like it. GCHF is a little bit consolidating. Yeah, NZD-CHF does have some structure, but nah, I'm not convinced. And USD-CHF also nothing here. We have a lot of price traps, so that's good. I will go over one more time and let's see or show you what I'm looking for. At this moment for 80 Canadian, this could be the new high, all right? So like I said, if we go lower and test these lows again, we get the confirmation of that high and we can adjust our resistance zone to that point. Listen close, all right? It's very important. Then we have 80 JPY. We are back in that retest. I don't like the breakout. I want to see the market getting a little higher first. This is not really a breakout retest I want to be looking for. So let's see if we can get a new breakout out of this, yes or no. 80 USD, like you can see, we are still in between the zones. So simply waiting for the breakout. Of course, we want to prefer the trending direction, which is down. So we want to see a breakout retest to the downside. Canadian JPY is running. Like I said, we can run this one all the way up and create new highs to wait for another breakout retest. Euro Canadian waiting for the retest. Like I explained you, the first zone of interest would be this one. Second zone of interest would be this one. Euro JPY simply waiting for the breakout. Euro NZD did breakout already, so we can give this an orange flag. We are simply waiting for a deeper retest. Of course, like I said, with all these NZD pairs, it's perfectly possible that the market just will take off from this point, okay? If this is the case, it is what it is. Just leave the market and let it move, okay? For Euro USD, we have the downtrending movement, so breakout retest to the downside would be nice. GCAT, we do have that retest. The very first zone of interest is very close, so the market is approaching that zone. So be aware, be ready, because this could be the first zone of interest that we can be looking for, okay? Then we have GN, also waiting for the deeper retest. Like I said, it's an NZD pair, so these NZD pairs can just move right now from that point. NZD Canadian, also same thing. NZD JPY, I was doubting about it, but I'm gonna leave it. We have price traps enough for today. NZD USD, same thing like the other NZD pairs. Gold, waiting for a proper retest. This could happen during FOMC. You know gold, how it can move. And then of course we have CHF JPY, like I said, or we have the breakout retest to the upside, or we get the deeper retest to then follow that uptrending movement. Okay, and that will be it. Okay, we have a lot of price traps. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14 price traps. That's a lot. Okay, be careful from that, because yeah, it's tempting to be reacting on every single one of them, but that's something you don't want to do because you're risking way too much. Okay, so find yourself 1, 2, maximum 3 price traps on a day that you want to focus on, that you want to react on, but not on all of them. Okay, the reason why I give so many price traps is simply because not everyone has the opportunity to be reacting during the morning, during the midday. So I leave these other price traps open, so you have the opportunity to maybe find yourself some entries during the evening or during the night. Okay, so that will be it for the price traps. Let me warn you once again, because we do have a lot of FOMC members speaking today. This could let the market act a little bit strange, like giving some massive wicks and that kind of stuff. So just be aware of that. If you see some strange things happening, it's simply because of that. But for the rest, it's looking pretty good when it comes down to news. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick review what happened on Bitcoin the last couple of hours, last couple of days. Like you guys know, I have a clean vision, or a clear vision for Bitcoin right now. We reacted good on this supply zone here, so now it's waiting. Can we respect this and start moving to the downside and break this structure here? It's very important to follow up that downtrending movement. Or is this the moment we will get higher, react on supply, or break supply? Okay, so that's a little bit the vision I have already for a few days. But what I'm seeing right now, for me personally, this is downtrending. So I'm still moving. I'm still looking for downwards movements. If it's like this or like this, it doesn't matter for me. I'm just looking day by day to the highs and lows of the charts, and that's what I'm doing for 7 years already. All right, or 6 years already. Not 7 years yet, almost. All right, and to be honest, I've seen this chart from this point. Where is it? Oh, this is already a new this point. From this point I started. From this point I started analyzing myself, and then I saw it every single day moving, every single day. And yeah, if you do this, believe me, it only takes like a year or something like that, and you know this chart like nothing. All right, this is such an, in my opinion, such an easy chart because it respects the structure very beautiful. All right, at this moment I'm only looking long term. In the future I will be looking for maybe some day trades, maybe some like 4 hour or 1 hour ideas, but that's not for now. All right, I don't have the time to do that at this moment, but maybe in the future I will make some work from that. Okay, so Ethereum, exactly the same thing. Daily time frame is now back to these demand levels. We have some breakouts on the 4 hour time frame from that zone, so we can still go higher to the supply zone over here. Of course, we already reacted here on the supply zone, so if we mark this up, this one over here, so it's perfectly possible the market will just move lower from that point. With Ethereum, I'm more confident to say that we go down because of this massive equal lows. I've been repeating this for weeks already, that we have a lot of equal lows at this level. And if there is something the market likes, or the market makers likes, it is equal lows, because they know there's a lot of money over there. All right, so they take it out a lot of times. So take out the lows and then move to the upside. Okay, like shaking the tree a little bit before they want to put the full bull market in. Okay, and that's the vision. We have the different price traps. We have the vision on crypto. You guys can do your thing today. I want to wish you the best. I want to wish you the best of luck for today. Of course, always make sure to follow up your um, risk management rules, your trading plan, and so on and so forth. I will be uploading the recording on my YouTube channel, and of course, I will be sharing the pairs into the channels. All right. So thank you all for being here. I wish you all the best, and we see each other very soon again. Ciao, ciao.